You know that moment when something inside you starts to shift and you can't quite explain it, but you know the old ways of doing things just aren't resonating with you anymore.
It's quiet. It doesn't come with an epic CGI explosion in the back of your mind. It's just the slow realization that the walls you built up to protect you are now actually keeping you prisoner. And that's the turning. Most of us were raised to stay solid, to hold it together, to stay strong no matter what. And I still hear people saying, stay strong. Why? Why do I have to stay strong? To look like I'm still in control, even when on the inside I'm breaking down. So, strength in that sense is really tension, creating a tension that we store. We store that tension somewhere in our bodies. I don't know if you know from previous videos, I have a bit of a reoccurring strain here. I used to think that strength had something to do with being rigid, being being rigid with my words, my actions, with my emotions. But I see it all differently now. I see strength now in an ability to adapt. I see strength in a clear connection with higher intuition or intuition and higher self. I see strength when someone has the ability to listen more than they speak. I see strength when people have a willingness to collaborate. I see strength when people have a willingness to adapt and change. That's what emotional composting is really, turning over what we've buried, the anger, the grief, the pride, bringing it to the surface and letting it breathe in the new light so it can break down into something that feeds our souls, feeds the being that you are becoming. It's not about getting rid of anything, it's about transforming it. And the sad truth is that I still feel that young boys and young men are still being told that old narrative of what it means to be a man. I still see a lot of fronting, a lot of bravado. But what I want them to know is that real strength to be a man isn't about how well you hold it all together, how well you stick to logic and forget about emotion. Being a real man is how honestly you can allow yourself to come apart, because that coming apart is not failure. And that's where I used to go wrong. That coming apart is actually, that's kind of the gym. That's where you do all the work when you come apart, because that's where you get real strength. That's where the real strength comes from. When you allow yourself to fall apart, when you don't see that falling apart as failure, but you see it as an opportunity to grow and become stronger. So if you're in a space right now where things just don't feel quite right, it might be in your head or in your feels, but something is just a little bit off. Don't fight it. You are you are in that process of turning. You're moving through. You're evolving as a man, and you'll be a lot stronger on the other side of this. That completes my 5 in the series of The Evolving Man. If you liked, please subscribe for more reflections on awakening, growth, and emotional composting.